Hey there guys, what's going on? In today's best class setups in Modern Warfare series, we're back with another pretty big one here today. We are taking a look at, in my opinion, the best shotgun in Modern Warfare right now. It's still completely wild to me that they did give the Model 680 Dragon's Breath rounds. When they did add this, the Model 680 was already a super strong weapon in the game due to the recent buffs that it did receive at the time, and now they've started giving it to other guns, which, if you haven't seen my video on the VLK Rogue with Dragon's Breath rounds, do go check it out. Link will be in the top right here. Now, this is definitely one of my favourite weapons and best weapons in the game at the moment, and with this overpowered class setup here, you'll be able to absolutely shred your opponents with great damage, fire rounds, and better than you'd expect range. But just before we do get into this class setup here, let's try and get this video to 25 likes. The support on the videos from you guys has continued to be fantastic recently. I know I do say that a lot, but you guys really are fantastic. So a big thank you to everyone for liking, subscribing, and commenting on all of the videos. So make sure you do subscribe with those notifications turned on so you don't miss any more of the upcoming videos if you haven't done so already. We did recently pass 1,400 subscribers now, which is absolutely insane, so I guess let's get to 1,500. So let's talk about this overpowered Model 680 class here. So we'll start off with our sidearm perks and grenade choices here. We'll go over them quite quickly because they're fairly similar on most of my classes, and then we'll jump into the attachments for the Model 680. Our sidearm is, of course, the Renetti pistol, because sometimes we do need to fight outside of our maximum range with the shotgun. We set it up like this with the monolithic suppressor, the MK3 burst mod, the FTAC status CSX, the lightweight trigger, and of course the 27 round mags. This is perfect for killing people who are slightly outside of our maximum damage range with our shotgun. And in this specific case here, we want to be running these three perks. In our perk 1 slot, we do have a choice between Quick Fix and, of course, EOD. EOD is for not dying to those explosives, which is really important sometimes. And, of course, Quick Fix is a very good option for most close-range weapons to get that health regeneration started as soon as you do get a kill, which is sometimes more powerful than a stim shot. Perk 2, we do have Ghost here, which is a fantastic option for staying hidden on the UAVs, which is especially important for a shotgun class. And it does work in perfect combination with our third perk, which is, of course, Tracker. This does let you see enemy footsteps, and you can see the enemy death markers, and it hides the enemy markers of people that you do kill. This is a really powerful combination for stealth and helping you flank around and work stealthily. It's really important for this particular shotgun class. In the lethal slot, we do usually run with the C4, but all the options that we can choose here are fantastic, and they do their own little jobs in a good way. And the tactical is, of course, the stim shot, because getting a second chance per life is super powerful. Right, so as I said, the Model 680 was already one of the best shotguns in the game, but with the Dragon's Breath rounds, we get something even more powerful. I'm surprised you really don't see too much of this running around yet. It's definitely too strong and could probably do with a bit of a nerf, especially if it does get added to more shotguns. So here, of course, we do have the full setup for the attachments as we normally show off at the start of the video. These attachments do definitely make the Model 680 one of the best shotguns and one of the best guns in the game, in my opinion. Here we do have, of course, the Forged Tac Marauder, the big soda can attachment, which is hilarious. The XRK 30-inch sport barrel, the 1mW laser, the nose stock, and of course the Dragon's Breath rounds. Now, this shotgun actually plays in a really interesting way. You pretty much can just hold W or forward on the left stick. You don't really need to sprint anywhere. You basically just glide around the map like a ghost. It's actually really weird, and the only reason I say this is because the sprint to fire speed of the Model 680 isn't super fantastic. With this particular class setup, we don't have any stippled grip tape or 5mW laser, so you just can walk around the map and just blast people away. It is absolutely insane playing like that, just trust me. All you pretty much do is just walk around the close quarters areas of the maps and you'll just get loads of kills. But anyway, if you are dropping out of the video at this stage because you do have all the attachments that you do need, thank you very much for stopping by. I do appreciate you checking out this video. But for the rest of you, I'm going to go over my attachment choices in a little bit more depth like we normally do. So first, we do have the muzzle slot here, and we've only got one real option in this particular circumstance. Here we do have the Forged Tac Marauder, which looks like a big soda can with this specific variant, and that's hilarious. With this, we do get sound suppression, damage range, and a tighter pellet spread at the cost of some aim down side speed and aim walking steadiness, which for a shotgun are not super crucial stats to lose. The sound suppression does make it a little bit harder for enemies to track us down while we are firing our weapon, and the extended damage range is super strong for taking out targets that are slightly further away, and this does work in fantastic combination with our barrel and ammunition attachments. This is a great option for pretty much every shotgun in Modern Warfare, of course, and it is a fantastically strong option. So, of course, in the muzzle slot, we do have the Forged Tac Marauder, and that's our first attachment for this overpowered Model 680 class here. Secondly, in the barrel slot, we do have a super strong option here with the longest choice. Here we do have the 30-inch sport barrel. This gives us a boost to our damage range, tighter pellet spread, and of course, we do get an increase to our maximum ammo capacity of 2, making it up to 10. This is a super powerful attachment option for the Model 680, but because this does reduce our ADS speed and movement speed, we do have to play in the way we did mention earlier. Sure, we aren't exactly slow because we're still running around with a shotgun, but sprinting around corners when you don't have to is a great way to get yourself killed. Plus, you do have to keep in mind that the Model 680 is actually a pump action shotgun in which it must be pumped before you can shoot, which sprinting around you can interrupt. So you can definitely fire a shot. If you start sprinting it immediately, you won't have caused the gun to pump, and then basically if you try and fire at someone, you'll have to pump it before you can shoot, and that'll basically get you killed if you're sort of not paying too much attention. So you do have to be careful with this, and that's why just sort of walking around the map, being very precise and just sort of caring about what you're shooting at and when you're shooting is really, really powerful with this particular gun. This is an excellent barrel option. It really does enable us to shoot people more effectively, and it's pretty simple. That's what it breaks down to basically. So I'm running the 30-inch sport barrel for the increased damage range, tighter pellet spread, and the tube ammo capacity, and that's the second attachment for this overpowered Model 680 class here. Next, we do have the laser slot, which is a pretty crucial one for most shotguns. We have, of course, chosen the 1mW option for the increased sprint to fire speed. Now, there's always going to be an argument for the 5mW laser, as it definitely does give us better stats by improving our hip fire accuracy as well, which for most shotguns is a pretty great stat to improve. The thing with that is I'm always torn between the improved hip fire accuracy and the visible laser that we do get. I've been trying to steer clear of the visible laser options on most weapons, as I feel like I give too much information away when I'm simply just walking or running around with my shotgun out. Call of Duty is a game all about information. Every single piece of information that you do give out, be that footsteps, visible lasers, your breath, even like the call signs that you do give out sometimes, longer barrel attachments, these are all things that the enemy can use to get you killed because you just give away the information and then you just die. So, and that does work both ways, of course. The information that they do give you, the more likely you are to kill them. I just don't really like giving out that extra information where I don't really have to, especially if your only weapon is a shotgun. I do hate giving away my position to the enemy before I even have a chance to fight back. You can definitely take the 5mW option here though, because it does statistically give us better stats, but I'm of course rocking the 1mW laser because I like to keep my position to myself, and it's a great third attachment for this class setup here. Next, we are of course going to talk about the stock slot. Here with the stock slot option, we do have the no stock for the movement speed and aim down sight speed. This allows us to be way more aggressive with our overpowered shotgun class, and it really does help us get around the map more easily. Moving between cover can typically get you killed if you're out in the open, so having that little extra boost to our movement speed is super strong. We can of course swap this particular slot for something else in the underbarrel slot, which is kind of interesting. This is an interesting combination of stats here with recoil control and aim down sight speed from the XRK True Grip Tactical. And I think these attachments are fairly comparable, so you can pretty much choose whatever you do like here. You basically swap the movement speed bonus for some recoil control and some aim down sight speed, which is a pretty good swap most of the time. You can take your pick here as a fourth attachment, whether the underbarrel or the no stock you want to choose. Either of these do a fantastic job. I'm choosing the no stock as our fourth attachment in this overpowered class setup, as it does fit nicely with our strategy that I mentioned earlier of just sort of floating around the map like a ghost, basically just walking around, taking your time and being very careful. And lastly, we do have, of course, got the ammo slot here. We've got the real star of the show. We've got the fantastic Dragon's Breath round. I know there's a lot of different options that we can choose from now. Here, the Dragon's Breath 6-round mags does make our damage range a little bit worse than normal, whereas this sort of just reduces it a little bit and just adds incendiary damage. So it's a bit of a choice, and we do get more shots with this particular option. So we're going to go with this one for the incendiary damage minus the damage range. And sometimes with this, it doesn't even feel like you lose damage range at all, and it maintains pretty much the same damage range. I think you maybe lose about a meter sometimes, but again, it's not super noticeable difference. So this is basically just a straight upgrade to the stock shotgun. Plus, you get that extra burning damage as well, which does get reduced by EOD, but if you're close enough to someone, it really doesn't matter whether they have EOD on or not. You can just fire heaps of shots down range, and there's not really people can do about it sometimes. There's nothing really people can do about it sometimes. There's just, especially at close to medium range, they just die basically. Out to about 20-ish meters, we are looking at a 1 to 2 shot, which is super powerful. When they did release the Dragon's Breath rounds for the Model 680, I was pretty confident that they would bring it out for other shotguns too. I'm still waiting for the Dragon's Breath 725 in fact, but this is a super powerful attachment. And when that does get released, Dragon's Breath 725, the game's probably going to be over, so yeah, look forward to that, I guess. So Dragon's Breath rounds are great and overpowered and super strong, and I love them very much, and that's why we've included them as the last attachment in this particular class setup here. Alrighty, so this is everything that is in this overpowered class setup, all the attachments here that will flash up on screen right now, and these are the perks and secondary that we've chosen. Of course, nothing too sort of outlandish here. These are all fairly common options. Man, this class is super, super strong. This particular combination of attachments make the Model 680 definitely one of the best shotguns and one of the best overall weapons in the game at the moment. Perfect for those of you who are out there who like to rush around and be super aggressive and just sort of kill people in one shot most of the time. Remember, don't sprint around too much with the Model 680. The pump action can sometimes get you killed, as I mentioned, if you accidentally cancel the pump. So you just walk around and only sprint when you actually need to. If you fire a shot, don't start sprinting straight away because you won't be able to fire a shot after you end sprinting, and it's a source of confusion sometimes why I couldn't fire the shotgun, but now I've worked it out. This is a much better way to play with this gun. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure you do let me know by leaving a like, and do subscribe if you are new around here, of course, so you don't miss out on any more of these class setup videos. We do make them all week. Everything's going on 7 days a week. We're making videos at the moment, and we're of course working our way towards 1,500 subscribers now, and we're well on our way. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye!